Hello everyone. So today I'm going to implement this shooting range practice shooting range with these dummy targets. So I have three types of target. First one is just to stay in idle. Second one is I have these targets that can appear and take cover like this. Let's like that. Okay. The third type is I have these covers that can move. Like this. And let's see how to implement this target practice system today. And this episode is sponsored by this generous patron. Thank you very much for your support. Okay, so I have imported this shoot target model, so I'm gonna use this one for the practice shooting range. So first I'll create, this is the blueprint folder, and I have created shoot target folder inside the BP folder. Let's create a actor blueprint. I'll call it BP shoot target. Okay, now let's attach this shoot target object here. We have a slight misalignment in the object, but that shouldn't be a problem. Right, now this should be the front of the object. Let me place and see. Oh no, front should be X, so it should be easier for us if we rotate the object. This way, and let's overlap it with the root, so this will make things easier for us in the future. Right, now let's place one. Right, forward, or wait, this should be the front, so this one should be rotated again. Plus 90 degrees. Right, everything looks okay. So now let me move this a little bit to the right. Let's make the character place this way and put this here. Right, now we can see it like this. So what should happen is when I shoot this object, it should collapse down to the floor to show that the target has been shot by the player. So that's usually how it happens, and later on we can implement stuff like the moving targets and the hide and auto hiding and coming back up like target, etc. So for now let's implement falling down part when it shot. So for this, let's implement an interface that contains what should happen when shot by a gun. So that means this PPI damageable interface. So here we have on bullet hit and on explosion hit both. So I'll implement PPI damageable here, and let's implement on bullet hit function event. So if the damage like for one shot, this should fall down. So basically if the damage is larger than 0, we should rotate the object to make it look like it fallen down. So that means we should, how should we rotate it? Like this. So in pitch 90 degrees, around the pitch 90 degrees. Okay. Actually we can just rotate only the shoot target. But if I do that, okay, actually things will be less complicated if the root of this object matched the pole root location. So in here, since I have just imported this object, I can re-import with an offset in y direction. Let's try 20. Looks like a little too much. Minus 18. Okay, that seems fine. Right, now we don't need to give this offset. Okay, now I can just rotate this around. See, now it falls down. So it should have 90 for the roll. Okay, so I'll make this part call only once. So do once, get the shoot target, call move component to. So we don't need to change the location. So location can stay in the 0 0 0. We only need to change the roll. So 90 0 90. That's the rotation we need. 90 0 90. Let's ease out. So the last part of the falling down would be slower. Right, now let's check. Okay, it falls down. Great. Let's add multiple instances. Okay, right, now let's construct a small room just like this, so that we can have a basic shooting range. So in the first room we have just 3 enemies that we need to shoot down. And after that, let's have a small corridor. like this, and here let's have three more enemies with some difference. So what I'm trying to implement is like a maze that we can use in the game as a shooting range, practice range. Run here, and here we should have a different type of enemies, so practice enemies. Right here let's have some enemies that can take cover. So for that, in the same shoot target, I'll add another function that allows us to let's take cover, that allows us to take cover. So let's add a custom event, toggle cover. So here I'll add input take cover. Oh no, we don't really need an input. Let's just call toggle cover. Oh wait, maybe we need it. Let's have a branch. So when I call this with a true, what it does is the target stands up. If I call this with a false, target cover, takes cover. Right, so basically we have to do the same thing like here. We don't really need a branch. All we have to do is just selecting the role based on the input here. If take cover is true, A should be 90, otherwise roll should be 0. So in the begin play, let's add a function. Let's define another custom event, hide loop. So here what it does is let's add a flop, and here let's call take cover, no, toggle cover with the true. Let me put this below, and in here, wait, let's call toggle cover with a false, and at the end let's add a delay of, let's say, 5 seconds, and call this part again. So what this flip-flop does is, first time we execute this, it will take the path A, and the next time we execute this, it will take the path B. Again path A and path B. So it will change the path every time we call it. So that's what a flip-flop does. Okay. Now let's promote this to a variable. Do we have to? Maybe not. If we want, we can promote this to a variable and allow player to customizing the delay in between the duration in cover, duration out of the cover. And we shouldn't do this if the shoot target is destroyed. So we should mark this as destroyed when on bullet hit happens. So let's add the boolean variable destroyed. Set destroyed to true. And here let's have a branch. We should continue this loop only if the object is not destroyed. So we have to do the same check in the next time when we try to execute this as well. Right, now let's call it in the begin play. What's the function name? Event name? Hide loop. Right. Branch. Let's add the variable hide loop enabled. Only if that is true, let's call hide loop. So by default this would be enabled, so I'll disable it because these three enemies I don't want them to auto hide as they are the first enemies. So let's add 3 more enemies here. With a barrier in front of them. So that they can take cover and player will not be able to shoot them while they are in the cover. Oh, I also need to enable hide loop, but in order to do that I have to make this visible. Right, now it is visible. Okay, are they not coming back? Oh, both are true. One of them should be false. Okay, I'll just ignore them and run into the next point. Okay, they are hiding. All of them start hiding and appearing together. That's a problem. We can actually customize it if we add a delay here. Let's promote this to a variable write start delay. I'll make that also public. So this one I'll set it to 2 seconds, this one 3 seconds. Also I'll promote this to a variable, so if needed, let's call it cover delay. If needed, we can customize that as well. Okay, now they are not appearing in the same time. Cool. Right, so now let's add another feature. Let me duplicate them and move here, so they should be moving to the left and right. Let's give some space in between. Right. And then in here, let's add another event. Another custom event, move loop. So how this should be. Here also I'll use the same template, same as before. Let me duplicate this part where I implemented hiding loop. So this part also should happen only if the character is not destroyed. So here, instead of calling toggle cover, let's call move component, and here I'll use this is X, this is Y, right? Get the root component. Oh wait, no need to use the root component. Let's use the shoot target, and we need to move it to the sides. That means alone X. Initially X is 0. X, Y, Z, all of them are 0. Make it let's promote this to a variable. Move range. By default I'll set it to how much? Sorry, we should move Y, not X. 300. Okay. So by default I'll make it 300 and time 2 seconds. Well, I'll make the time, instead of setting it 2 seconds, I'll make it this move range divided by 100. So if I set something like 1000, it would take 10 seconds. And duplicate the same part, connect here. In the flip-flop B, we should move it move range multiplied by -1, so it should move to the opposite side. Right, now in the begin play, let's add another branch regardless of this part happened or not. Let's promote this to a variable, move loop enabled. If yes, I'll call move loop. Right. Oh wait, by default move loop should be disabled. And also move range, I'll make this public so that we can customize it. Right, now here I'll enable we don't need the hide loop here. I only need the move loop enabled. For the move loop also we can start a delay if we want, but I don't think that would be necessary here. So as the move range, I'll set to -200 for the middle one, so there will be some variation. Right, okay. Great. Oh, they are moving. Oh, we have a problem. When it moves, we need to keep the target relative rotation is at 90. Otherwise it would look odd. Right, so let's just run there. One of them is going through the wall. Wait, why does it snap? Move range -200. Right. When I put minus here, this guy should be over here. How much is 200? We should get absolute value here. Still I see some snapping. Oh wait, we have two places to change this. That's why I should have used a macro. So we can reuse the same part. Move target. Right, let's run and see. Okay, both are down. Alright, so I'm gonna stop this episode right here. Right, so as always, project files will be available for the download through Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. Thanks for watching. See you in another episode. Goodbye.